The Beau DeMayo Marvel Studios Disney situation is taking everybody for a spin into a completely different area of the conversation we never thought we would be at. So let's talk about the latest development, and boy, get ready for this. If you've missed what's been going on, I'm going to have the videos pop up as recommended videos right here. There's about 15 to 16 minutes I already covered on it. The short of it is, Beau DeMayo was fired ahead of X-Men 97, and then there was some hints by him stating it was because he was gay. We know Disney didn't care about that. The latest round of info that came out was this whole giant blow-up that essentially came to he said, she said. And then it got even crazier with a development from Jeff Snyder, who stated that Beau was sending pictures of himself nude to people he was working with, which is a giant no-no. And then we got an actual response from Beau DeMayo's lawyer and his side in regards to Disney. And this is what we're talking about today. So get ready for this tailspin into insanity. So the lawyer representing Beau said that there is some stuff in the contract that literally is like gaslighting and essentially goes after you, and they plant illegal and more or less unbelievable things into the contract where if you make the slightest mistake or not, they will find a way to ruin your career and fire you. So I'm actually going to read the full statement here. And it goes like this, and I quote, "Having much experience with Disney, the playbook is always the same. Family and outsiders, but secretly attempting to plan illegal, unconstitutional items in contracts that silence the truth and stop the employee/consumer from asserting basic constitutional rights. As we will explain through detailed examples, which we will roll out in detail one by one, Disney's model is very clear and repetitively illegal pattern. Once it gets challenged or exposed, the gaslighting and redirection of the blame towards anyone willing to tell the truth starts through the international well-oiled publicity machine. The problem for Disney is that when they go up against someone who has concrete evidence of this happening over 100 times, many of which have led to them settling hundreds of cases, if not thousands, in trying to continue to control critics, employees, and even lawyers who sue them. The problem for them is that I have the evidence and the client who is willing to be truthful, and they know it. These are actual facts, not arguments or conjecture. Over the next few months, with the brave help of those who have been illegally silenced, retaliated for simply telling the truth, and then destroyed for it, one by one, this bullying and illegal conduct will be exposed to the government. Beau DeMayo wants nothing from Marvel Disney except the truth. He will bravely tell the truth, and so will I. Stand by." End quote. Oh boy, let me take a breath here for a second, because good God. His lawyer is stating that Disney is trying to cover up the truth and that they are more or less painting themselves as innocent, while his client, Beau, is the one that's innocent. Now again, there's a lot of stuff here that we don't know. So again, I talked about what Jeff Snyder said. I talked about what Disney said in an extensive video that's almost 10 minutes. I'm talking about this right now. We still don't have the full story here. But right now, we are seeing that they are responding by saying, hey, this isn't what you think it is. Disney essentially put stuff in there that if my client ever made any slight move or anything like that, they could fire him for whatever. Now, I'm not going to defend Disney because we know their contracts are insane. Just look at what just happened that I covered about scumbag Disney and the lawsuit that was tossed to them with a man that signed up for Disney Plus. His wife died, and now he can't sue them because of Disney Plus. Disney is scumbag. I'm not saying they're any better, but there is two sides to this story, and both are sounding very fishy and trying to dance around a lot of stuff. And in the middle of it, you have Snyder, who dropped this piece that neither side has addressed yet. And I assume it will be addressed soon because it's a big, big deal. And once we know, it's going to point towards one side or the other being more innocent than the other side. And that's how we're going to know more. Because there's a lot of stuff here, especially when it comes to what's been said by the lawyer, and how there's a lot of stuff where they talk about how they try to control the message, control this and that, how they're trying to illegally silence people, and all these things. Which, again, if you read between the lines, there's specific things that every studio does. You have to sign NDAs. That's true. But once they're broken, and if somebody goes off and does their own thing, then it gets crazy. And as I talked about in a 10-minute video, Beau, by the sounds of it, might have broke NDA after he was fired. And that's why Disney was like, well, we're going to escalate this now and remove you from the credits because you signed a contract and you broke it. So again, this is a very, very, very touchy subject. And I'm not on either side. I just want to make that clear. I need more evidence before I can decide. But if what Jeff Snyder, if what he said is correct, you cannot side with him, no matter what. You cannot side with Beau if he did that. Because that is just a level of despicable. You should not do that, okay? You can't do that to your employees. You cannot send that type of material to people you work with. Especially with some of those ages that are mentioned. That's a no. That's a no. Automatic no. So now let's go back to the last part of what was said in that, where they're expecting to expose Disney, and more or less they're not backing down, and they're going to pull in the government on this to investigate. If this is true, it's going to get real bad for everybody involved. And honestly, I hope that they don't settle. If Beau and his lawyer have all this evidence and stuff that they have, and they're going to push through, I hope that they do. And if Disney's got this evidence of what Jeff Snyder said, I hope that they make it available as well in terms of, here it is. It's true. This is what he did. Because if this goes to a public court, there's going to be a lot of dirty laundry. A lot. And people are going to get caught in the crossfires. And honestly, I don't know how else this could shake out. Disney could try to settle. They're going to try hard, I assume. But man, this is going to be a bloodbath of absolute insane levels.